The Boulder bathroom storytelling tracking continues. Danny's childhood, as Disney Warner Bros. Peanuts image glyphs suggest, is being left behind, moving past the left side of the screen, as the island in the opening shot does. This mimicry links both lake and bathroom reflective surfaces, defining and evolving our notion of mirroring and passages. Besides being a deft play on words, left behind, the movement, sidedness, and multiple mirrors, implied or actual, indicate Kubrick has a passing knowledge of neuroscience. His notion of dualism, like the brain's, is visual. Danny's ritual passage into adulthood is coming rapidly on the right inside the mirror, where his father is to be slain by him and the hotel. The left wall exhibits a sliding show of children's mythology and animal life, recalling the preceding, off-screen Roadrunner animation. Mickey Mouse will later appear on Danny's sweater, another mischievous hero. Kubrick identifies Danny with troublemaking seers from all canons of animation, a contrast to Wendy's novel/text world. Danny consumes and identifies with animated visual mythologies. Unlike his parents, he has no books in his room. Without reading skills, he has no dual lexemic, multiple, or metonymic meanings in his brain's language centers, a freedom the adults do not enjoy nor even perceive. The use of Tony, exhibiting Danny's inability to become consciously dual, suggests his double is a tool that prevents Danny from being swallowed into the Overlook's mirrors. In contrast to the film's terminus-bound storytelling, ending in 1921, Kubrick juxtaposes the lifeless black and white still with Woodstock's rainbow in motion. The spectral light shining dissolves from Jack's forehead to the bathroom's sunlight. He is dissolved into an approaching room with a central light source framed precisely like Ullman's office, a traveling reversal of our earlier shot of Jack. The Boulder apartment's actual sunlight contrasts with the hotel's false window's pure white light, forming a reversed color path. Doubling, seen in the background of previous Boulder shots, and the nightmare doubling of the hotel beginning with Bill Watson, extends to these cartoon figures. Doubling through anthropomorphism, spirits entering bodies. The textless myths affixed to Danny's wall will be used to slay or fool his father as he inhabits these archetypes variably. The bathroom's mirror, the second visible mirror in the film, the lake being the first, is man-made and vertical. Danny speaks into it, treating it like a two-way medium. The mirror functions as an unseen animation, connecting to Danny's earlier view into the TV's cartoon. This shot separates the animated characters, the past, with numerous temporal paths, and allows an evolution in seeing, from TV to mirror. Danny peers into the mirror and sees beyond the TV's metaphors, looking toward the film's future. He uses the TV's animated mythic archetypes as guides from nature, which transform into physical archetypes. Danny then goes a step further, engaging with the hotel's transmission. Does Tony travel there, or does the hotel send its warning? Later, Danny contacts Halloran through a TV, hitching his signal to the newscast. Danny's abilities are supernaturally conscious, time-traveling. Both the bleeding elevator, witnessed by Wendy at the film's end, and the girls, later witnessed by Danny on his tricycle, are future events actively sent to him. He predicts Wendy's approaching call seconds in advance. Once isolated in the mirror, Danny stands in a pink-tiled, red-bordered room, which cuts directly to the elevator's red mask. We pan right from the kitchen to the living room as Wendy completes the milk's reverse journey from glass to carton to refrigerator. In this shot, we see Wendy surrounded by all current consumer telecommunication devices, TV and phone. Media, books, TV, and wall imagery form an arrow tree shape pointing upwards. This is the opposite view of the Boulder apartment establishing shot we witnessed at the dining table. It is a cross-reverse angled composition of where Danny stares in the first shot while the TV plays Roadrunner. The film unfolds as an escalating series of visions. The hotel is accessed through TVs and mirrors, and now Danny stares from the bathroom mirror into the TV, predicting the call. Observe the intercutting during the call closely. Wendy picks up a white phone, and in the next shot, in the same position, a woman dressed in all white passes into a glint of sunlight reflection. This is framed to contrast the TV, which is playing a live-action western, marking a transition from animation, Roadrunner, to realism, from children's entertainment to adult-themed conflict. both rooted in Wild West mythologies. Later, Danny will watch an adult-themed film beneath a TV, surrounded by toys while wearing a Mickey Mouse sweater. He'll then walk to a conversation with his father, who acts like a cartoon villain. The TV's effects are intentionally diminished in the Boulder apartment, surrounded by books, suggesting the adults prioritize alphabetical information over the TV's visual storytelling. This TV reappears in Halloran's house with reversed framing. All hanging art is relevant. In the Boulder apartment, the Japanese print and TV screen are framed in precise verticals, mirroring the hotel lobby's columns. Their intercutting becomes significant. The Boulder apartment's print depicts sharpened nature, while the nature outside the hotel lobby appears ghosted, supernatural. These elements mirror each other, subtly implying that once inside the hotel, nature's power is diminished, overtaken by the supernatural, a force beyond biology. The TV's cowboys in cathode blue contrast the reddened column it cuts to, a spot with the highest shine, directly mimicking Bill Watson and Ullman's pose. This is our first clue that the entire hotel's vision is conjured, existing in a medium more complex than television. The shot reveals Jack on the phone. A 45-degree mirror exhibits Ullman and Bill Watson in similarly mirrored conversational positions to Jack. In the lobby's far background, a man regards the maze model in a stance opposite to Jack's above it later. The TV used to portal Summer of '42 later in the film is shown in the background, inert. The bellhop at the near column is carefully patterned, his colors flowing from the design he stands upon, even his foot stance continuing the pattern below. Wendy and the women at the desk are dressed like settlers, subtly suggesting derogatory gender roles. Image contrast is high at home and low at the hotel. It is shining. The column behind Jack and its inverse, the inset framing him in the office interview, are both the same width as Danny's bathroom mirror at the start of his zoomed reflection, creating a compression of meanings. The mirror's door is not fully closed. It is slightly ajar on its left side, functioning as a doorway in editing. This ajar folding space motif is employed continuously throughout the film. Variations of this logic, spaces and rooms with folds and doorways left open, create a visual play on words. The vertical interview includes cuts that invert the background and subject, while others serve as bookend transitions, such as an image of Danny looking, appearing to see what lurks in the next shot, seeing what we see. Patterns of folded walls in backgrounds, irregular wall designs, and impossibly overlapping spaces slowly emerge as animations across cuts. Kubrick may have adapted this frozen animation style from his own method, merged with ghost logic and the graphic topiary scene from the novel. In the book, every time Jack looks back at the animal-shaped hedges, they have moved. Kubrick transforms this concept into a film-wide blink and the scene is different logic, avoiding the topiary scene's pulpy narrative device and its problematic visual effects. Importantly, the topiary scene in the novel is strictly a literary device, perceivable only by Jack when he turns away and loses sight of the hedges. Kubrick rigorously avoids King's devices, opting instead for hallucinations that are continuously and communally viewable. This interview sequence exhibits two faces, Danny's and the elevators.